Hello everyone, again as promised, we're going to the next county from Miss Cloten's driveway. I would say hidey hi campers, but only people that are my age would understand what I was talking about, so I won't say that. Today we're going to go on a virtual trip to Cheshire. So using the not great map again, we are roughly here in this part of the country, and we're going to go cross country today. We're going to travel to the northwest of the country. So Cheshire is more or less here. Cheshire actually borders Wales, and it's not too far from Snowdonia. So again, compared to the landscape in this part of the country, it's quite different. Now, I've got my notebook, as you can see. I must confess that I'm not an expert on Cheshire by any means. I've done some research. You could do the same thing at home. I've been to Cheshire, but I've driven through Cheshire, but like I said, I don't know a lot about it, so I will share what I found out. You might be able to find out loads more facts, but some interesting stuff. So first of all, if we were going to drive there today, it would take approximately 3¼ hours, and my route planner tells me it's approximately 170 miles. We'd go west on the A14, then we'd go on to the M6, which starts to take us northwest, and then we'd head further north on the M54. Geographically, like I said, Cheshire borders Snowdonia. So you're not too far from a mountainous part of the country. The River Dee is one of the biggest rivers in Cheshire. It starts in Snowdonia and it actually flows through the county town of Cheshire, which is Chester. Interesting facts about Chester. Chester used to be, or it was founded as a Roman fort in the 1st century AD. And I found out that Chester is the best preserved walled city in England. That means that in medieval times, possibly before that too, a wall was built around the city to help defend it, protect it. And it tells me that Chester's medieval walls form the most complete circuit around any town or city in England. Didn't know that. Cheshire is mostly a rural county, so that means it hasn't got massive towns. Its biggest town is actually Warrington, even though the county town is Chester. And it's very famous for its half timber framed buildings, and lots of the buildings in Cheshire are a kind of reddy colour, red sandstone, because that's a local stone that they quarry. What else did I find out? Cheshire was really important in the Industrial Revolution, so it's not too far from Cheshire to towns and cities like Manchester and Liverpool. So I did find some photos on the website that I've put on the slides for you of a boat lift. So canals were really important in the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, and there's a boat lift that you can visit which gets boats from one level to another. So it gets them from a river called the River Weaver, to the Trent and Mersey Canal, and it's actually over 15 metres, and it lifts the boats vertically. It's quite an interesting thing to have a look at too. Any train spotters out there? I'm not a train spotter, to be clear. You might have heard of Crewe, which is in Cheshire, one of the world's greatest railway workshops in the 19th century. And then my final thing for today links with Mr. Morell's reading assemblies about Alice in Wonderland. So in the story of Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll wrote about a Cheshire cat. And one of my kids yesterday said to me, has the Cheshire Cat got something to do with Cheshire? So I didn't know. I tried to find out an answer to that question, and this is what I've found, is that it's not 100% clear why Lewis Carroll came up with the name Cheshire Cat. To grin like a Cheshire Cat would have been a common phrase in Lewis Carroll's time, but then some people think that it could have originated from a sign painter who lived and worked in Cheshire, and he was famous for painting grinning lions onto signs that go on pubs and inns. So that might be the connection, it might not. Anyway, those are my facts for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll be back soon with the next county, which actually is closer to home. We're going to look at Cambridgeshire.